If I decide that I've been in that boat.
Okay, get out the boat. Get back on this boat.
No, I had a job.
And you quit.
No, I didn't. I resigned.
That's quitting.
It's not quitting. Quitting is I can't do the job. Resigning is I give my job back to you. I don't want it no more. No, that's the difference. I have no problem with somebody quitting the job.
So, because it was killing you.
It's
So
killing
why
me.
did you apply to the same job again?
Let's begin now.
Got my first job at Comcast. Mm-hmm. You was charging me $300 a month. Okay, what were you doing with that $300?
You got some daggone trust issues.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. I'm gonna tell you something. You can't.
Y'all was in there shopping together.
Do not get married.
Y'all was in there shopping together.
Do not get married.
Well, I'm Mike. This is my beautiful mom, Linda.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome back to another episode of the Mike and His Mom Show. I am your host, Mike Banks. This is my mom.
Well, hold up.
What?
You the host?
I don't know why. He always say that.
I am the host. I'm the A Mike. That is the
So,
host.
because I keep thinking that
We're all
You're the
hosts.
co-host.
Yeah,
No, there's no such thing.
it's not.
So let's not belabor the moment.
Okay, all right, okay.
I am your host, Mike
You
Banks.
know what I'm going to say?
This is my mom. Can you say that after I introduce you guys?
Go ahead.
This is my mom in the middle and Shannon to the left. Go ahead.
Who is
Shannon.
Shannon?
My sister. Go ahead, Shannon. What do you have to say?
I just wanted to say
You just wait
that.
there, you know who you are.
I wanted to say that I think that the introduction should include some of me
What do you mean?
in the beginning.
Oh, like on the thing?
Yes, it's already Mike and his mom, and then there's no Shannon.
Oh, you mean like?
Like
Yeah.
when it come on? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too.
Come on.
Yeah.
I noticed it the last time. I was like, where am I?
Okay, so now she's bringing it to your attention. Like when you would
I
feel
gotta,
like you couldn't
I gotta
get no
work it
love.
in. I gotta work it in.
When you gonna work it in?
I'll try this week.
Okay.
I'll try to work it in this week.
So everything come on now is gonna have something to Shannon in there. Would you like to change your name too?
No. How was you guys' week?
Well, how was my week? I started to serve on a ministry. They don't call it what? What?
Go ahead.
If they don't call it ministries, I actually have to figure out what they call it. Group, I don't know. But at the church, and I decided to work with the kids, and because I wanted to challenge myself.
So you're in youth ministry?
It's not really youth. No. It's like the daycare when the parents are in the church.
Oh, it's like children's church almost. But I got you.
I guess. Is that what it is?
She got little kids.
So I had toddlers, and I was just like, what in the world?
Did I get myself?
Why'd you do that?
Because I just wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to do something that I wouldn't.
With other people's children?
Yeah, I wanted to do something that I just don't want to do. I feel like I'm really serving. So it's so funny because I was battling myself while I was in there. While I had fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, I haven't had little kids like that since I had little teeny kids, right?
17 years ago.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh, is this the classroom for me? I don't know. But I made it fun. But as I was in there, I was like, yeah, Shannon, you really wanted to challenge yourself and really serve, put yourself in an uncomfortable predicament and serve. But is this really my calling?
Right, because if it's not, you'll find out.
But I was like, no, you're tripping. You're just tired. It's daylight savings. I was just tired. And I do think that I need to put myself in an uncomfortable situation. Because I feel like I can choose to do something that's easy for me. So it's easy for me to do it. I want to choose something that I wouldn't typically choose, and that's to take care of someone else's children. So I'm going to stick with it. I had fun.
That's good.
How long was the service?
About an hour, and it felt like the longest service.
So it's only an hour.
About an hour.
So when
hour
did you
and a
go to
half.
service? After that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't though. I had to go home.
Oh, so you do
I
two
was
services.
tired.
No,
You have to stay for one. So I signed up for the 8:30 daycare. I had to be there by. All of this was just like a fog to me. I had to be there by 7:35. I didn't wake up until 7:19. I lied in the bed like, all right, so I'm about to tell him I can't come, because I'm late. I'm going to be late. And then I'm just like, oh no, I can't do that. That doesn't look good. It better be late than not go.
Right.
And so I go, and as I'm driving, she's like, can't wait to see you guys in 3 minutes. I'm like, girl, I just got in the car. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Get there, we meet at the clubhouse. I'm like, what's the clubhouse? I don't even know what the clubhouse is. So I decided to just park at the church because we have to park somewhere else to give other people room for parking. I said, I'm already late. Let me just park at the church, right? Park at the church, get in. I ask somebody, excuse me, where's the clubhouse? I don't know. I just started. I was like, I would pick somebody who just started. I just go like, at this point, I'm not like shy about messing up. You know what I mean? If I get something wrong, I just get it wrong, right? So I just walk through, and the clubhouse, I think, is just like the foyer, like the entrance,
of the
and
church?
of the church. I'm assuming, I still haven't had clarification, because when I get out there, they're like in a huddle, all of the ministries are like out there, and they just like, somebody's in the middle, I guess like one of the pastors telling his story or whatever, and he's praying, like they, just encourage everybody. The people who come here today are here for this, so we have to be present for them. We don't know what they're bringing.
Right.
So it was like a thing to like motivate everybody to, get in the spirit of serving. And I was just like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this 8:30 thing. This is too much excitement for me this time of morning.
Okay.
But again, I had to check myself. Like, I'm tired. I overslept, so I'm having a rush day. It was daylight saving, so I lost an hour. I had no time to eat or anything. So I'm like, okay, you're just out of it. Like, I'm just a little bit disoriented. I've never done this before. I just got to get used to it. So that was the experience. I made the best of it. I had a lot of fun with the little kids. And
Where was the clubhouse?
I don't know. I still don't know.
Did you ever get there?
I guess I'm assuming that was the clubhouse.
That's where the children was at?
No, the clubhouse. I'm thinking the club, because remember, church don't start till 8:30. We have to be there by 7:35. So they're in like a huddle.
So that's
like,
the clubhouse.
That's
so where's the children at though?
The children are not there yet.
No, but where do you go to serve the children?
Just like down the hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, down the hall to their little own separate rooms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know where the clubhouse is. Okay. I'm going to assume that was the clubhouse, and I'm with my club
the club
members.
hallway?
The entrance of the church. Yeah, so I don't know.
What did you? Okay, any of the people that was.
Ma, how was your week?
She want to ask me a question.
The lady that said, "See you in 2 minutes," was she in that little circle?
I believe, because I just got added to the text message.
So you only know
so
who
I don't
she
know
is?
who wanted to see me in 3 minutes.
So
I don't know who it was. So
okay.
I have no idea who is going to see us in 3 minutes. But what I was relieved was that nobody knew that they really didn't see me in 3 minutes.
Nobody knew who you were.
Huh?
Nobody knew who you were.
Yeah, but I thought I had to report to my own group. Yeah, so I was like, okay. So I wasn't really late.
Okay.
Your week?
My week was great. It was, work was something. Got on my nerves one day, Saturday, and I left an hour early. Church was good.
Unpermitted?
No, because I'm asking. Cause I don't,
oh.
I just let them know. You can just let them know you're leaving. Or you can just walk out if you want to, but I'm not going to do that because they asked you to put it on the board and let them know that you're leaving. So I just let them know I was leaving, and I took an hour and left. And church was good. I learned something about myself that I don't like people to be upset with me. I learned that about me this weekend. I don't like people to get upset, and I try to lighten the moment by asking questions and stuff like that, and then I learned about me this week, because Bishop said something, do you believe in yourself? And he talked about self-esteem and stuff. And I said to myself, I must got some level of low self-esteem when I think that I need to ask people or tell people what I'm about to do so that they don't get upset with me. I'm stopping that. Because when God makes you move, you move. Sometimes he just like, you just jump up. My week was good though, honestly.
Okay.
You said something I was about to ask you. You said you don't like people being upset with you.
Right.
But why?
I don't know. Because I don't like it. I just don't like it.
I was going to say, I was talking to my sister about a week ago, and I was like, I don't want you to be upset with me. But if you're mad, you're mad. Like, I can't change it. I just want you, if you're going to be mad, if you choose to be upset with me, just be upset about the right thing. So I'm like, let's talk. What are you mad about? Okay, that's not what happened. This is what happened.
Now, some people just going to see it that way anyway.
They're going to see it that way. I'm like, and now if you're still mad, I just want you to be mad about the right thing. Because a lot of times people create a reason to be upset with you, and it's like, don't be upset with me about that. That's not what happened, or that's not what I'm thinking, that's not what I'm feeling. If you want to be upset with me...
Well, it goes back to what I was saying last week about people always trying to see you as the problem.
Yeah, right.
When you pointing, if I point a finger at you, there's always 3 pointing back at me. Just take that and run with it. When you point the finger at someone, there's 3 pointing back at you. Let's leave it right there.
Do you think that's rooted in your not problem, but your
Insecurity.
No, your conundrum with, well, I guess that's what I call it. Your conundrum with people not wanting, you not wanting people to be upset with you, rooted in control, maybe.
Conjunction. What does that mean?
Conundrum.
Yeah, I never heard of it. Come with these words.
Your problem.
Could you spell it?
Your issue with, like, you think it's a part of wanting to be in control.
Me wanting to be in control?
Yeah.
Of what?
The situation.
The situation.
And that's why she doesn't want them to be upset?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Say it again?
Okay, never mind.
No, because I really want to hear that again.
Do you think that
it's
that's a
control issue
with you?
That-
Like
Because
you
I don't
want
want people to be upset with me?
Right.
Because I'm sharing something about what I'm going to do? Or I'm sharing something?
No, you said you don't like for people to be upset with you. He's saying, do you think that's from a place of wanting to control the situation?
Well, not
right?
the situation. Sometimes just it could be a situation, the person, anything. Just wanting to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the situation to be like this, so I'm going to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you can't control it. Do you think that's something?
So kind of
No,
like what I'm saying,
not,
like if you be upset, I can't
No,
control your emotions,
Right.
but I want to control why you're upset if you're going to be upset.
Right, that's control too.
Right.
No, I don't know. I'm not trying to control anybody. Like I was saying is that this weekend when Bishop was preaching, when he talked about low self-esteem, it was like, I believe that I had low self-esteem in some areas where I always got to, not always, where I have to, like, Mikey, I'm getting ready to do this.
Like,
and
so
if you
you're
don't
telling
agree,
right,
and if you don't agree with it, then I'm not going to do
approval.
it.
Right,
Yeah, I'm seeking people's approval.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need people approval, especially, what I've learned is that in life at times, there are some hard things. They ain't got to be small. It ain't got to be nothing big. But there are some things that you're called to do that somebody else don't want to do, and because you do it, just people are going to be, or sometimes somebody's going to be upset with you for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So do you not do the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
Irregardless. And it's not about shutting nobody. I just want to be, if God says do something, I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
When you feel that urge to do something, and if you hold back, like, I just want to do it. If you know what I mean, Mikey, you understand?
I do, but I want to. I'll tell you how my week is.
Oh, I forgot you had a week too.
It was.
I forgot you're a whole
It was
person.
fine.
I mean, you're a
He
host.
said it was fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was fine. I just realized this week when you kind of just, and it came from my job or the workplace.
When you just kind of
when you just know that something has just ran its course. Like, bro, I'm so over this. I'm done with it. It's just, I'm done. I can't do this no more.
Sometimes though, I'm always
okay, Mikey's little sister.
the controversial one. Sometimes I think we think that things have run its course just because we don't like how things are running.
That's possible too.
Yeah, that is possible.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes things is running its course.
I do think
because of how it's running.
That is true. Well, no.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, both could. No, and yeah.
If the other person don't want, if the other, well, yeah, like yes, we would go too deep to get elaborate.
Well, this is how I know. Well, some ways you can tell. Then we'll go to the topic.
I would like to talk about control, actually.
Okay, sure. But this is how you can tell.
Control.
That when you're not, for you personally, and it could be a relationship or working, it could be whatever it is. When you just know I'm over this. When your performance has shrunk to a level where as though you just don't, I don't even care. Like, I'm not showing up for myself in this moment, not even for the other person or the environment. I'm not bringing my. This is what. Oh, thank you. This is what God told me. He said, "You don't have to do the most; just do the max." And the max is doing whatever you're best at. And when I realized I stopped doing my max, it's like this is running this course.
I disagree with you, my love.
That's okay. Fine. I'm just telling you what God.
What is the max versus the most?
How you gonna disagree
Well,
with
doing
God?
the most is
But
just like doing more than what's required. That's doing the most.
So don't do the most, do the max.
Right. Do
max.
your max.
Yeah.
Your max. Whatever your max is.
Yeah, well, I can understand that too, because at my job I was like, just really just because I know I can do so much more than what I can do, and I'm doing the most. But then I don't have to do that.
But I think doing the most is a testament to doing work for God.
Yeah,
right.
No, but in mixy terms,
Mixy?
yes, doing the most is just like you doing too much. You ain't got to do all this. This is not required of you. You're doing the most right now.
Mm-hmm.
Relax.
That's something different. I understand what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying though. It's like.
What were you doing that was so mosty?
At work?
Yeah.
Just going above and beyond.
But I don't think that's
no. I'm.
Go ahead.
Stop telling me what God told me.
Okay.
You just doing too much to where it's having an
effect on your body.
Effect on me, my body. You're doing too much.
Yeah,
you're doing too much. Mm-hmm. You're doing way too much.
Right.
You don't have to stack. You don't have to do your one job, two people's job, and you're one person.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's. But and see, and that's how the world has made it now. Mm-hmm. They had made it so that a 2 or 3 person job is now a 1 person job, and you get in there and you're working and you're working and you're working on slaving to keep up with the numbers or to keep up with this when it's actually cut out for more than one person.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah, I understand that part.
You still disagree, or do you understand that?
About what? Doing the max versus the most?
Doing your max, not the max. Your max.
I think our max is not. Max. This is why I say I disagree. I understand what you're saying, but I feel like I disagree because our max is never enough. So it's like I feel like we need to like my max. So if I just use that little example with the thing, I knew that I was quitting. I was at my max. I had to push myself to do the most to be able to actually serve them. My max was like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So back, I hear what you're saying. As far as the serving and doing, right? Because
I'm just using it as an example.
Right. Well, with you in the job, is there a standard? Like you got to do 30.
And that was my next point. Is that when you do the difference between doing the most and your max, and when you do the most, your max suffers. So you will become. You're trying to be so efficient that you will become inefficient in other areas, no matter how greater or small they are. So, for example, I was at the gym one day with my girlfriend at the time.
Can I see your girlfriend?
I was trying to lose weight so much that I was doing the most. I had on a sauna suit. I had on a hoodie. I had on a hoodie. I had on a hat. I had on all this gear.
At the gym?
At the gym.
You were desperate.
I had on all this. Look like that. I had on all this gear. Doing the most. I was doing the most. Like in that moment, I was 10 minutes in. I'm dying. I can't even do my max. You know what I'm saying?
You sweating bullets, boy.
I'm serious.
That sweatsuit choking you down.
And she looking at me like, why you have all that on? Like you're doing too much.
You're trying to express her name.
No, it's not even about her. I was just doing too much.
But what I'm saying with the job is that do you have, like at the job, we have a certain amount of numbers that we have to do in an hour, 29, 30, whatever. Well, so do you have a certain amount that you had to do? But then some people are doing 60.
No, the job is just, in this example, the job is just get it done until you get it done. But I'm not doing that no more. Because like you said, a one-man job is really a 2-person, 3-person job. And I'm just saying beyond the work example, I'm just saying the spirit of just overextending yourself. Thank you. You have to overextend
sometimes overextending messes up the become a problem.
Right. You don't have to overextend yourself to do your best. That's all I'm saying in a roundabout way.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
I just said the same thing in a different way.
No, I agree before. I just feel like I think that I agree with what you're saying. I just want to be clear that I do think that my max is not
God's max.
God's max. My max is. I know my max is.
God is pushing you to another level.
Yeah.
But that other level might not be in that position.
I'm just saying. I think we could maximize every aspect of our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In God's standard. You know what I mean? Like
everybody can.
Yeah, we can always go a little bit further in anything that we do. So that's why I was just saying, like, I don't want my max to be the standard. I want to do the most for the Most High.
Right, for God.
Okay. Cool. Today's topic.
City of Gods.
Mother brought to the table an interesting topic.
I said I want to talk about control.
Control.
This way. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sure it'll all circle back.
Okay, all right.
about how to navigate in a relationship dynamic, whether it's a working relationship, friendship, intimate relationship, business relationship, whatever the relationship is, how to navigate through that relationship dynamic without making it seem like you're the problem. Navigate difficult times in that relationship without making it seem like you're the problem. Or when the other party involved makes it seem like you're the problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like how to communicate when you're always appear to be the problem. So you're scared to communicate. I know you didn't say that, but that's how I be feeling.
How okay.
Right, because you
no,
right.
This is what it is.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
How to continue to communicate
when you're always perceived
as the problem.
Got it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's what it is.
But how? Tell me. How do you? Because people can perceive you as the problem, period, and even when something else comes up, oh, you're the. Just like I said before, if I'm looking at you saying something, there's always three fingers pointing back at me. I think that.
What does that mean?
That means take a look at yourself. Mm-hmm. I got one finger pointing at you. It's three at me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're three of my own fingers, not three yours.
It doesn't matter.
No, but that
it doesn't matter. But God made that happen.
It's like get the speck out of your eye before you try to get. Right. It's like to get the plank out of your eye before you try to get a speck of
out of somebody else's eye. Yeah. It's a reason when you point, them fingers go back. When you point that one finger, there's a reason that He made that happen.
So how about this then?
I was not doing this.
So now
that's not pointing the finger though.
I'm pointing all
I'm pointing the hand.
Yeah,
just
dumping it out on you. That doesn't. How about this? If the hand slap you, bam!
So people, because I'm going deep here.
Go ahead.
But subconsciously, that may be why some people started talking like this. Yeah, for real. Seriously.
Why? Because they don't want
to avoid the fingers or the mirror being turned back on myself.
Because they don't want to look at themselves.
Right. So now I'm talking with my hands.
Yeah, but you don't want. But here's the deal.
I know that was extra. I know that was the most.
I know that was
the most.
That was a mixing most. But here's the deal. Here's the deal is that. So where I'm at now is like. And this might sound crazy, and I hope it don't. Mm-hmm. But I ask God to show me, not other people.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see even if I see what you're doing, but I want to see me in the situation. Mm-hmm. I want to see me.
So that we're not even concerned about the other person.
Right. I'm not concerned about you. I'm concerned about me. And what I'm doing and what my actions are. And when I started doing that, I can look at my actions and look at me, and I'm like, hold up, I haven't done anything wrong. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm starting to learn. What's the problem here? So then I sit back and address myself. Okay, Linda, then that's not your issue to deal with. Mm-hmm. I don't know. What? Say something, Mikey.
Nah, I'm gonna let Shannon go.
I ain't got nowhere to go.
Oh, okay. Well, the question is, how do you navigate through it?
So I navigate through it by recently I just decided to not say anything because kind of like what you're saying, like I don't see where I'm the problem, where I'm the problem and what I'm bringing to the table. Mm-hmm. But since I'm being perceived as the problem, I now can see that the problem is that I'm just even bringing it up. So let me just stop. Let me just stop bringing up these situations because this is how you want to deal with it. You don't want to. You don't want to confront it. You don't want to. You know what I'm saying? You don't. So now I do see how I'm being a problem. I'm being a problem because I'm now creating confusion because I know you don't want to have this conversation. I'm creating chaos within a relationship because I'm so bothered by something that you just aren't bothered by. So I just like, okay, let me recreate the dynamic of the relationship so that this is no longer our issue.
Right.
Now, with that being the case, some relationships begin to suffer because people tend to want you to stay the same.
Right.
But it's like, well, listen, I can't stay the same because if I stay the same, this is who I am. I'm going to want to address things. You don't like me addressing things, so I have to now say, okay, let me detach from that part of the relationship and now you don't get this extra talky person or whatever the case, whatever, you know, whatever I was to you that has to die in me within this relationship because I don't want to be a problem anymore. Right. So that's how I started to see myself as a problem because I'm not meeting your needs, so to speak. Does that make sense?
I could push a little.
Please.
I think, well, to what you said about the relationship now becoming chaotic because you're bringing up a problem, I think it was already chaotic.
Yes, it was silence chaotic.
Thank you. Yeah. So we ain't got to stay there. So you agree with me. Now on to me. You look perplexed.
No, because I'm just saying, you know.
It was in there on me. I got jolted.
It's like, you know, well, why is it, in some relationships, you can't be you.
I agree. So now on to me.
Okay, on to you.
I have learned through my journey of relationships, be it friends, business, intimate, work, that you can be perceived as the problem when you think you aren't the problem.
Yes, I can go with that.
So.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
So, I used to struggle with the spirit of being always right.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Is it the spirit of arrogance? Is that arrogance?
Is that arrogance?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's always right spirit.
Yeah.
So in that, I wasn't receptive to me not being the problem. Even in moments where this I can sum it up. I'm going to get back to what you were saying. It is even when I'm what? Even when I think I'm right, I have to be okay with
not
being right. Or I was watching an episode of Suits one day. Shout out to Suits. Harvey said, "Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy?" I had to learn that being right doesn't mean being happy. So in those difficult moments, I had to actually sacrifice my rightness, so to speak, for not even just for the betterment of the relationship, because it's not about being. It's about, and you say this all the time. I understand, but I disagree. And if you understand, then you agreeing or disagreeing doesn't matter. So part of the problem that I was experiencing and that I was contributing to in my own relationships was that I needed to be right. I stopped searching for understanding and clarity. I wanted to dwell in my own rightness, if you will. That make sense?
Yeah. I think people are you saying what I'm saying is a positive or a negative?
It's both. Because
okay, go ahead.
If I'm communicating a problem with you, all I need you to do is understand or try to understand. I don't need you to agree with me.
I don't think that's always the case. I think people want you to also agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. That's all I have.
And so if I understand yet disagree, I'm not disagreeing to create a problem. I'm saying I understand what a person is saying. Like if you're saying something about me, I understand why you feel that way. I disagree because that's not what I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. But
like my intention is not that. It's just coming off that way. Let me figure out another way to say it. So it's like what I was saying to you. Like if you want to be upset with me, just be upset with what I'm really saying, not with what you think I'm saying. Because I think that a lot of times we are mischaracterized by your assumption or your perception. Like I must be saying something wrong because you're not getting what I'm saying.
Is it always you saying something wrong?
I don't think I'm just being charitable. I don't think I'm saying anything wrong. But that's the right fight.
But
right?
could they be like you were?
What?
Always wanting to be right.
It's possible.
Yeah, the person could always. I do think a lot of times that people are always wanting to. They don't want to be wrong. I don't even think it's that they don't want to be right. They don't want to be perceived as the blame. And I can't. I don't even know if I think I have a personality that I just think that I'm right. But I don't want to be right. I want to be happy, right? So I'm like, if I bring something up to you, you be like, but you're like, you know what? Forget what I'm saying. I'll shelve what I'm saying because I want to understand what is the problem. Because maybe if I understand your problem, my problem can then go away. Do you understand what I mean? So I'll always, like if I'm talking to my husband, I'll say, all right, forget what I'm saying. what is the problem? What is your problem? Because maybe if you have opportunity to vocalize it, I can understand why I'm having a problem. So I'll forget about my issue because I'm not really trying to be right. I'm trying to resolve something.
Right.
You know. But yeah, I do think that I think that people can understand me and disagree. I don't mind you disagreeing. I just want you to understand me, and because you can say, no, I wasn't trying to not pick you up. No, I disagree because that's not what I was doing. But I understand why you think that. I'll do better next time so that you won't feel like I'm not trying to. Just know going forward. Me trying to hug you. I know I'm not trying to not give you love. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But I understand why you feel that way. But no, that's not the case. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to just agree just to make you feel better. But I do understand because I want you to know I hear you and let's make this work. Moving forward.
I think another layer to that is sometimes you always having a problem, then you are a problem.
Yeah.
That's good.
If I gotta keep, so this is what I'm saying. Sometimes we can be perceived as a problem because we're always bringing up a problem.
Yeah, I knew exactly what you meant.
So.
And sometimes you can be in a circle of people that you are perceived as likable, and someone else is perceived as not likable, and you're the problem, the likable person, but you try to make the other person the problem.
I don't get it.
I have no idea what you just said.
Is that her tap dancing around her situation?
No, because I was thinking about this lady on a job where that she's a very nice person, but there's another group over here, right? It's another group over there, and she was going for a promotion, and she was perceived as not the likable person because she was really pushing for this thing, and they gave it to someone else that looked at her as like, no, she shouldn't get it. She's quiet. She's not gossipy or anything like that.
That's who they gave it to.
No, they didn't give it to her. They gave it to the other person that's always, because it seemed as if this, it made it seem like this person always had issues because she was going for something that she really wanted. And I don't know how that turned out like that, but it was really a sad situation.
So a part of that also is we have to learn. Well, I think we're having a lot of conversations in one about just problems and perception. So I'll try to reel us back in.
Okay.
But I think sometimes we struggle with making other people's problem our problem. And I don't mean like, oh, you're struggling, I'm trying to help you. I'm talking about whatever your issue is with me. Now my problem is that I'm trying to figure out what it is so there can be no issue.
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
When now.
Is that kind of what I was saying? Like, I'm like, what's your problem?
Right.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. I don't like people being upset with me. That's what it is.
Right.
So whatever their issue is, I'm trying to figure it out so I can smooth it over and make it better.
But now that's become
a problem
for you though.
Right. It's a problem for me.
Right. It's a problem for you.
To fix their situation.
Right. It's a problem for me. That's what I said. I'm tired. I'm actually tired of living like that. It's a problem for me. It became a problem for me. Like.
Yeah, I don't try to fix nobody's situation.
But the thing about it for me is that this ain't the first time. God has brought this thing back around to me full circle a couple of times. And that's what I'm saying. He's showing me. It's not even about the person or the people anymore. It's about me. Linda, look at you. You can't fix how they feel or what they perceive. Stop. Be okay with you. Be okay with how you flow. Be okay with what you're doing. Be okay with what you say. Be okay with what you do. And let them be okay with whatever issue that they have.
You know what scripture, this may not be fitting, but I always think of it. Not scripture, but story. You know, in the Old Testament with the prophet Hosea. And when he had to marry the prostitute and she had the kids. And it's like, when I look at it, like when I'm like wrapped up in a situation that it distracts me from God. It distracts me from like my mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm whoring around behind other problems. Because that's what it was. Like, so it was symbolic of him whoring around. It was symbolic of the Israelites whoring for idols. Right? So the prophet had to go and marry the prostitute as symbolism for that. And then the children that weren't his and all that kind of stuff. And so when I am like running behind my relationship, let's say my children, like, you know, let's say if we have an issue, whatever, if something that's not of God, it's like that becomes my idol, right? So it's like we're idolizing the relationships that we have with man, and we take our mind off of and our heart off of God, and that's when we get distracted. So it may not. That's what I always like try to remember. I try to remember that like this is what I'm doing, because I never like worship things. Well, I worship things like clothes, but not like clothes. You know how you just. But like aside from that, like I've been done that. Like I noticed that I had came with, after reading about it, I'm like, you know what? I think I idolize my relationship. And people don't realize that your relationship can become an idol. That you just like everything, you just doing everything to try to please this particular, please people. And so I try to remember that when
don't be a people pleaser.
Yeah, don't be a people pleaser. Don't whore from the people. That's the word.
Right. So are you bold enough to remove yourself from the situation when you become a problem? Because
when I become a problem,
she don't see it. Right. Well, I'm removing now the other person perceiving us as a problem, because we can't control what their perception of us is.
Right.
But then that, like I said, that now becomes a problem for us. So are you bold enough to remove yourself?
Yeah.
I am.
Even if it means finding another job, finding another boyfriend, girlfriend, your friendship. Are you bold enough to remove yourself?
I am.
So
you can find another job?
Huh?
You can find another job?
My job's not a problem. Oh, you talking about because of the thing? What are you talking about?
In that example, right? I mean, because your job.
That wasn't. What you talking about?
Okay, never mind.
You're just saying in general, like if it comes like just okay.
You
were speaking specifically to her, but generally speaking, if it gets to that point
where this is draining me to where it's
right. I would leave.
It's making me feel like I'm a problem now, and I know I'm not a problem.
Well, first of all, it all depends. Well, if it's a job, it all depends on where the place I'm supposed to be, where I'm at. It all depends. Can I move here? Can I move there? I'm not leaving everywhere. This is what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to leave every place. If God don't say leave, I'm not going to leave, because sometimes He can turn around and make someone else leave. He can switch this thing around, or you will become the example for someone else, or they'll be just uncomfortable in your presence. Because I'm not going to be uncomfortable in their presence.
And I think that we got to stop thinking that we got to run and flee from everything, because like I think, and I'm not saying that y'all are saying this, but I think people just want to always be comfortable. And I don't think we can believe in our God and think comfort is our top like gift. You see all throughout the Bible, nobody is comfortable.
Right.
Everybody's uncomfortable. So if we think that we got to be in a comfortable situation, like all the time, like we're not going to. If you're walking the lifestyle of a Christian, you're not going to be comfortable. It's an uncomfortable way of living, and a lot of times we are the ones suffering because we want to just leave. We want to lash out, but we're supposed to continuously be a representation of the kingdom. So. No, you can't always just leave situations. But to your point, and there have been relationships I'm like, let me just, it's not that I'm leaving the relationship. I'm just I'm just going to, let me move back. I'm still here. If you need something from me, I'm here. But let me just stop. Let me just stop coming at you. Let me stop, because it's to the point where you can just call somebody. They might just think something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you just having a regular conversation. You know what I mean? Like it's just they don't have a positive thought about you anymore. They don't think about you in a bright light anymore.
Unless they want.
Unless you're doing something they want eggs. Unless you're conforming to their
ways, their standards, conform to their way.
You're just not a bright light anymore. You can't come to them with anything anymore, because they just see you in such this ominous way. So it's like, I'm still here. Like I have relationships where I'm like, they don't talk to me. I don't know why they don't talk. I don't know why a lot of them don't talk to me. Well, it's just a couple of them. I got a whole crew. Like I don't know why they don't talk to me, but I tell like mutual relationships, I'm still here. They can call me anytime they want to. I'm still available. I'm not your friend. I'm not your family because you have a problem with me. There's an issue that I have. I'm not going to stop loving you because of an issue. Like I'm not that rigid. Like you ain't do nothing for you. Ain't come and interrupt my marriage. You ain't try to slap my kids. Like nothing like that happened. You ain't, you're not disrespecting my family. Like we ain't gotta not be friends. But I do still have something that we need to resolve. But if you need some bread, I got some bread for you. And we still ain't got to talk about it. But I'm going to remove the closeness because now the closeness has made you bitter towards me. You know, it's like they have like some type of resentment.
Right. And people do have. Sometimes your closest friends is your enemies.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Enemies. He said, "Oh boy."
Okay.
They feel like an enemy anyway.
Frenemies.
It feel like an enemy to you. Yeah, it feel like they're opposed because your closest people should be able to have a we should be at the point where we have a conversation about it.
So what's the next level of communication that you do when you're in a situation where you're always perceived as a problem? How do you communicate?
It's hard to. It really is hard.
It is.
It's hard. Like you just kind of shut. This is where people like I can see where people just shut down.
Right.
It's
because
like you can't say anything.
You can't. I don't know how that is with men.
Right.
Sometimes it may be a different thing, but with women, like sometimes you can't even talk to them. Mm-hmm. And even if you talk to them, you can tell from their conversation, or you can tell from, you could be pouring your heart out, and they still, you can tell that they don't believe you, or they don't care,
right.
or it'll come back around again, and they will show you still what you really mean to them. It's hard. So the hard part for me that became was like, let them go. Honestly, just really let them go. And like you said, I love people. And if you call me, I got something for you. I will help anybody I can. But sometimes it's just you just
it's difficult. It's difficult.
It's difficult because they are doing what you said. That's what they're doing.
Pointing the hand.
Yeah. They pointing the hand. They are pointing the hand. They never see their
they can't see themselves.
They don't see themselves. They pointing the hand. And I mean, it's thank you, Jesus. And it's so, if you ever sit back really in a relationship and you get to know a person and they share stuff with you about themselves, you can see that it's not just with you. They point their hand at just about everybody.
So yes, it's funny you say that because I was going to get to that point, or I was trying to, so I thought I was, is that a part of that, for my own personal, like, not being a problem-ish thing, is that I wanted to share in the victim. I wanted to share in being the victim.
Yes, I do notice that they want to be that person wants to be the victim.
Right, so
like I'm this and I'm that.
Right,
and like you're doing this and the thing is with those people, tell me if I'm wrong, and you're not even complaining. Like you don't even bring it up, right?
Right. And here's another thing.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand, but I don't agree.
Do you bring it up?
Bring what up?
That you have a problem in the relationship. As a man especially.
Yeah.
So you've communicated, I have a problem. Or did you wait until the woman communicated?
No, I am highly emotionally
Well, you
intelligent.
are. Never mind.
So I
he's a different breed.
Never mind.
I communicate.
Never mind.
But even outside of his intimate relationship, it's like I always had the mentality. It's not just removing boyfriend and girlfriend. Is what about me?
Right.
Like it's not just about you in this moment. What about
I
feel a way too. You do something, even in business relationships.
Yeah.
But some people don't care.
But my thing is this, what about you? You didn't bring it up. Why are we talking about you now?
Because when I do bring it up, I get shunned for bringing it up.
So you brought it up first.
Right, so I get shunned for bringing it up.
You brought it up initially.
Initially, second, third, whatever.
No.
I don't.
You get what I'm saying?
I understand. Okay. I don't wait for you to say, "Hey, Mikey, I don't like the way you're dressing." For me to say, "Well, you put something in the microwave last night." I don't do that. No.
That's what we're saying.
No.
That's what people do.
I'll have a conversation.
They have an issue, and I have an issue, and they was like,
"No."
But wait a minute. But you did.
Oh, no, I wasn't saying that.
Why? Oh, no, I don't know what you were saying then.
No, I know.
I was commenting on what Mikey was saying.
But you know why people do that? This is why people do that. Do what you ask. People bring when you bring something to me, I'm bringing something to you back. Because when I bring it to you, you don't listen. So now, no, seriously. Now that the floor is open,
we're gonna bring
everything up to the table, and maybe hopefully you'll hear me in this moment.
But that's not what. Okay. That's not what I was saying.
No, I was responding to what she was saying.
Okay. So you said that. Okay. All right.
But to what I was saying to you is that part of that what you were saying is people want to share in the spirit of
you said victimhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all.
I don't want to be a victim.
And that's the thing I said.
You think I want to be a victim?
I see. I didn't say that.
No, because I don't want to be a
No,
victim.
that's what I'm challenging.
What?
Okay.
I don't think
That people want
to be victims. I don't think people walk around wanting to be a victim.
I think people do want to be victims.
Okay, sure.
I think a lot of people want to be victims.
Okay, fine. But I think that's rooted in something different. I think that's rooted in not in just, but I think it's rooted in something totally different that I'm not licensed to unpack on camera. But I don't think people walk around just sharing, oh, I want to be a victim, I want to be a victim.
No, I think they do.
Some people do, but
I think most people do. This is the generation of
this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
For those that do, they do. But for those who casually say, I don't want to be a victim, I don't think they realize when they are playing the victim role. I don't think they do.
Let me tell you this.
I'm not saying
no,
you.
I'm not
tell you
saying
this. I've never heard of this term until I went to acting school, right?
What?
Playing the victim. So I can agree with you. I go to acting.
Agree with what part?
They don't know that they're
playing the victim.
So I'm doing a scene from, I think, the stepmom or something like that. And I know I wasn't. I was doing a scene from something, and I was, I don't know who I was, but anyway, I was the victim. That's who I was. And so the director is sitting there. He's an actor or whatever. He's sitting there with his little clipboard and saying, like, why did you do that? Man, let me tell you, I practiced this monologue all week. Got on the bus, and got into New York. I'm going to show them. I'm going to cast me an SVU after this. Right?
He said, why you do that?
He was just like, I wanted to just move this. Why did you do that? Just like that. I tell Bryce all the time, and we be cracking up. And I was like, what? Why did you choose to play the victim? And I said, well, what do you mean by that? Because I never heard that before. And he said, why did you choose that character? Of all the characters you could have chosen, and when he said character, he meant like the personality of the character.
Okay.
Of all the things you could have chosen, why did you choose that? It's so uninteresting. And when he said that, I wasn't even thinking about the character no more.
Think about life.
I was thinking about life. I chose to play that part because that's what we do. We are conditioned to play the victim. Somebody's always doing something.
Woe is me.
Yes, and we don't even, and we don't realize somebody's always the problem. I'm always being under attack. And so when he said that, of course, I went home like, I can't act. I suck. I'm done with this. But I really took what he said seriously. And from that, though, I became not only a better actor, but I became more aware of how I am perceiving how I'm being treated by people. So I don't choose victimization. I don't look at as I'm the victim anymore, but that doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong, which is why I can say, don't worry about what I'm saying no more, because I really just want to make peace. Because if we can make peace, I can let go of what happened because we're done with that now. You only did this and I'm feeling this way because I did this, or you think I'm doing whatever the case is. Like, we can drop it then. So I don't think I was playing the victim my whole entire life, but I was playing the victim and I didn't realize I was playing the victim.
So when you said that, something else just popped up. You can do something, we all can do something, and we could be perceived a different way, and somebody else can do the same thing, and it could be okay.
What do you mean?
Like,
yes.
Like, say it again.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about I do something to Mikey, he perceives it one way, but you go and do the same thing to Mikey, and it's
nice,
okay.
and it's okay.
Do you know what that is?
But what is it?
It's what she just said. It's
choosing to think.
It's being a victim in that moment.
It's choosing to think that.
So that's why I'm going to say this to Shannon.
Say it again?
It's whether you're doing it consciously or not.
It's how we're perceiving.
Right. It's you being a victim in that moment.
And what?
Who, the person?
No, you.
So you would be. If Mikey treated me fairly and he treated you kind of with aggression, you're choosing to be the victim because you saw the difference in how he treated me in the same scenario.
But why did that person treat the person?
I don't. That's the problem.
But that's not your.
I know that. No, I know.
This is what I wanted to say to Shannon's point. the transition between victim mentality and non-victim mentality is, I think you said it. I don't think you realize you said it. It's just me, my interpretation.
Yeah.
And I know I'm right.
You don't think I'm as wise as I am.
It's my thought process is changing from you doing something wrong to you doing something wrong. No. My outlook is changing from the thought of you did something wrong to me versus you did something wrong.
Right.
I'm no longer taking it personal.
Right.
If I don't make what you did about me, I'm no longer. It's hard for me in that moment.
Right, because
to be a victim in a situation.
Yeah.
Right, because that's why I was.
But what you're
is that
saying?
What I said?
No, because what
I'm saying something different now.
You're saying something different, and I understand what she's saying though. So if I'm going to get to what you're saying. So if I approach a situation like, hey, you're not doing this. You're not doing this. I don't like that you didn't do this. I'm just making up whatever. And the person has an excuse or they just don't do it, right? And we just will. But then later I see that you did do it. You can do it. You're capable of doing it. You just don't do it here. So I'm now like, wait a minute now. How are you able to conform to this, something I've been asking for here, but when I ask for it, it's not here. I'm confused.
Because you could do it there, but don't do it here.
So I understand that's what you're saying, right? Like I'm being treated. We're asking for the same exact thing, the same type of treatment. You give one person aggression, and you treat one person in fairness, like in kindness. They get what they want, or whatever. And it's just kind of a confusing dynamic. So then people start to perceive you, especially men, like you're comparing, or you're being a victim. And it's like, I'm not being a victim. I just want what I asked for.
It reminds me of this statement, and I'll see if you can switch the statement up. Watch the people that say yes to someone else, but always say no to you. They'll say yes to everybody else, but always say no to you. So it reminds me of that.
Yeah.
It reminds. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, that's a lovely statement.
But it's.
I understand. I understand in principle, but it's sharing. To me, it's sharing the same spirit.
What, victimized?
Yes,
okay.
it is.
Can you help me?
So this is what I'm saying. Okay. Because some people can treat you differently, as opposed to treating somebody else better. You don't have to be the victim when it's a clear-cut, dry situation. It is what it is.
That's what I'm like.
If that's the case,
let me be clear with you, Mikey. Well, my people
in these conversations,
call him Michael.
I'm so sorry.
when I get this deep, I'm Michael.
I had no idea. I was going to say this. I tell people all the time, I don't believe, and this might come off bad, people who are watching and you guys, I don't mean it this rigidly, but I say I don't believe in victims. The only people who are victims are children and prisoners of war. People are like, if I'm under captivity and I can't get out, I am a victim.
But if you're getting beat up on the street, you're a victim.
But you get what I'm saying.
You talking about different.
Yes, like when people like, I'm like, I don't subscribe to that mentality. Ain't nobody doing anything to you. You are in a situation where you're allowing something to be done to you. So I don't really subscribe to that, right? But I want to make that clear. I'm not like sitting here, like that's why I probably couldn't realize that I was playing a victim until he pointed out I chose that role. I chose to play out that role like that because that's how I operate in life. Acting is just reacting. So obviously I react to people in this way. You understand what I'm saying? Oh wow, I never even heard the term you're playing a victim. You understand what I'm saying? So go ahead. I just want to make that clear.
What was that?
You was about to say something about you were trying to show us how we're still being victimized.
Because we're saying someone is
so
clear
we can
cut.
clearly see that they're treating one person one way and the other person different.
Oh.
Dang, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I lost my train.
Michael,
left.
Dr. Michael, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, what you said at that part.
Dang, Mikey,
I
kicked him out of his zone.
I just called him by his name. I called him by his name.
He's gone.
I'm so sorry, Michael.
He's gone.
Michael, get it back, Michael.
I'm sure it'll come, but it's gone now.
Oh, Lord.
So, well, maybe this will help you. What I was going to ask you, like, show us how we don't see that. How is that playing a victim? We don't see it.
I'm going to tell you what I do think about that part.
About what part?
Playing the victim, about when people...
We can see the difference.
Right. if you keep dealing with it.
Which you that they play.
Well, that's what she's saying.
Huh?
That's what Shannon is saying. Is that you are now you're now volunteering.
A willing
now,
participant.
Yeah.
Right.
What if you keep dealing with that situation? Then even if it's at work, you know there are chains of commands.
Oh, wait, okay. Now I think it's coming back to me.
You cut me off. Okay, go ahead.
I had to.
Okay, all right, because it's
No, I'm
me.
sorry. Go ahead. It's not gonna leave. It's not gonna leave.
It might.
Yeah, what I'm saying, but even at work, there's change of commands that you can go to stop this stuff from happening.
So does it ever do you ever take into account what the relationship dynamic is? Maybe I'm all. This is what you said. They always tell them yes, but always tell me no.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
No, I'm saying there's a statement.
That statement, yes.
Right. So.
It says be careful of people that always tell you yes. Always tell somebody else yes, but always tell you no.
Right. But does that speak to the relationship dynamic that the other person is giving? If I'm always telling Shannon yes and telling Luigi no, maybe Luigi and I aren't as close as Shannon and I.
But that don't be the situation.
I don't think it's what they're quoting.
But we're speaking to.
I don't think it's what they're
quoting. But we're not even speaking to people like loose relationships. We're speaking to relationships where it's like, why are you telling them yes and telling me no?
Right, it's not. I don't think.
If I'm confused.
So I'll challenge you here.
Even if it is in the workplace, why did you tell Rebecca yes and you just told me no?
And this is where the victimization comes in.
Okay.
If you don't have the cojones, if you don't have the oomph to address it, then leave it alone.
We do address it.
Well, I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying in general. Yeah. So if you're just going to sit back and just wonder, well, why? That's you playing.
No, but that could be too.
That's you playing the victim.
But the statement was be aware of the people that always tells you no and always tell somebody else yes. I mean, first of all, I think what that statement is saying, take notice. I honestly, I think
people do what they want to do.
I think it's just like.
I think people do what they want to do.
Yeah, I think people do what they want to do, but.
Hold up.
No, wait, hold up. But take. Okay, you can remember that.
Yeah,
but take notice. To take notice to these people that's in your circle.
Thank you, God.
They can always have a no for you, but just for somebody else. You take notice. Now, what you gonna do about it? Take notice.
And I just took notice of you.
Oh.
How you was handing. You weren't even pointing.
Oh,
you was handing. Because whether we believe it or not, everybody operates that way in their own way.
Yeah,
in their own way.
Yeah, but that's fine.
No, that's what I'm saying. And this is the part of the victimization in that statement is that someone has to be aware of you telling them no, but always telling someone else yes. It's the circle of life.
I tell you what.
Whether we hold on. Don't tell me what. Don't tell me what.
I'm tell you what right now
whether we pay attention to it or not, we all contribute.
I agree. I think we all have a self.
I tell you what.
So that's where.
No, I tell you what right now.
She's telling me what right now.
I'll tell you what right now that most 99.9 everybody that's in my life.
Get a yes.
Yep. But hold up.
That's
a problem.
And that's why.
That's
that's why you're all.
That's
why you're a victim.
No.
That's why. That's what he.
I know. So you should fingers pointing back at you because you was pointing at me. But no, that's what I'm saying. That's when I realized that I need to stop.
No, but what I'm saying is
that's why you see yourself as the victim.
But that's the victim right there.
I don't see myself as a victim.
But you don't. You're not realizing that you're seeing yourself as a victim because I'm not a victim. They just don't do right.
I'm not saying that. No.
That's what it is, though.
No, I'm not even talking about them.
No. I'm just saying.
I'm not talking about the people.
What I'm saying is this: that's the victim. It's a subconsciousness that we're not aware of.
We'll talk about some things when we get off camera because I don't.
No. So I'm addressing what you said. I'm not removing.
Yeah, we're not
removing you.
Yeah, not you in general. But like how I had to see me. It's like, oh, I am playing the victim. I'm playing the victim in all of my relationships.
But how? Because if you helping people out, if you're saying yes,
it's the part where they say no.
Oh, I'm not.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not. No. People I was just making that statement compared to people going to tell you no. People are going to do whatever they want to do anyway. People are going to say no or they're going to say yes. I'm not in a relationship for you to say yes to me. I'm not in a relationship with anyone for them to say yes because most of the time I really don't ask people for stuff. I don't really ask people to do anything for me unless I'm asking them for praise. So I'm not in a relationship for you to say yes. People to say yes to me. You would hope that people have a level of. This is what I realized.
Reciprocity.
This is what I realized. That everybody isn't. People use the word friends or whatever in relationships so loosely. Everybody don't care about people the same. They don't feel you may love this person, but they have a different outlook for you. I guess that's what I'm wrapped that up with.
I agree.
Yeah, they have a total different outlook for you.
However, I think what I said was right.
What about the victim part?
There you go, Mr. Arrogant.
Okay, go ahead.
The spirit.
Not just about you. I'm saying, in the spirit of that statement that you made.
Which one?
That, and this goes beyond you, because there are people out there that feel like that.
Feel like
what? That I give everybody a yes.
A lot of people think that.
Yes.
You hear that all the time.
But what I'm saying is that mentality, that spirit aids in victimization.
Probably do.
It does. That's all we were saying.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
And we should stop giving everybody a yes.
I think that if you give up, I'm
gonna let you know right now.
I don't think it also aids in victimization.
One more yes off camera.
I don't think it all. I also think it aids in how you see yourself as a person.
A people pleaser.
Huh?
Are you a people pleaser?
A people pleaser, low self-esteem. The way you carry yourself is indignant to how people are going to treat you.
Well, it's so funny because when we've talked about this before, and Mikey, I don't know, if you agree, but we weren't raised to be people. When you told me that was one of your issues a while back, I was like, I'm surprised because she didn't raise me to think to try to please people. It was just you just be good to people, right?
But we got to ask ourselves, and we got to wrap this up.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Oh.
But you got to ask yourself, what is that rooted in?
What, people pleasing?
No, that she didn't raise us to be like that, but for some reason she's like that.
Rooted in how I was raised.
Exactly. Right.
It was, and I didn't want to raise y'all the way I was raised. It was rooted in how I was raised, and it started with my brother and my sister.
That's
trying to get in my mother, trying to get that love, trying to get what I was missing in the family.
No, so I was just saying that to give Shannon the understanding of why she felt like she didn't know.
That's where it came from.
Yeah, no, I didn't. When she told me that, I just thought she just liked running around helping people. And I was just like,
Well, no, I'm not. I like to help.
Yes, but a lot of it, the abuse side of it, that you would feel is from the part is I'm overextending myself to please other people, right? And I'm saying so.
And I didn't think I was.
Why didn't you? Okay.
I didn't think I was overextending. You
wasn't aware.
Right. But I see, and when I learned a lot of stuff too, when COVID came, you had time to sit back and really look. I had time to sit in the house and see me.
You saw me too. I was in here.
Where were you?
In here.
Oh, that's right. You were still here, right?
Right. So, but you had time to see.
That here and this here is not the same here.
I mean, y'all were still together here.
Yeah. Yeah, still living the same.
Yeah. But you didn't teach. So my conundrum was different.
Could you spell that, please?
CONUNDRUM. Conundrum.
Yeah, I believe that's.
Conundrum. Yeah. So my thing was, I had to learn how to serve people because I wasn't, not that you told me to be good to people, right? So it's just as soon as I see somebody acting crazy, listen, I don't got to do this.
Right.
I'm already doing this for you.
Right.
I don't have to do anything. So it's easy for me to just be I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not running around doing all that stuff. I'm not doing it.
Because you can serve to a fault.
Yeah, right. And so now I had to okay, let me get in the spirit of being doing the most, because I'll do my max, and then I'll say, get out my face, I ain't doing nothing anymore, because I already know that I'm just doing a kindness. But to go above and beyond is, despite how people treat you, you still be kind to them, and that's the part I didn't have. So I have that now. I have that much better now. But I still don't people please. So I'm not trying to get nobody's approval. I'm just trying to be. It's like what you taught me. God's way now. You know what I'm saying? Just like do it and just do it from the heart.
And they come from being seen as the problem. I'm so tired of being seen as a problem. So let me just try to make them happy. And so tired of being that's where they came from with me. I'm just tired of it. Tired of it. But
like I still don't feel like that either. Like I don't feel like I'm trying to make nobody happy. I'm just like I don't feel like being a problem. I don't feel like having problems. So what you want? We gonna do that.
No, I ain't doing it no more.
No, not like what you want. Like
I'm not doing it.
I'm like, what do you? If this is what you don't want, fine. Because this is kind of like to a fault. I can detach easily.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't care. We just won't do it then. We just won't do that. I don't gotta talk to you.
It's certain things that I will not want.
Yeah, I can.
Because I don't want
just like that.
Because it's now I see is that you're controlling what I really want to do.
I don't feel like and I understand what you're saying, but I think because I have that like I can detach so easily from people, and I don't have. It's like I don't even see it anymore. I can't even see your face in my head. Like it's like I'm done with that. Okay, so what we gonna do? Moving on. Don't. You said we don't do that. Stop. We don't do that anymore. Because if we're gonna do that, I'm about to come. You know what I'm saying? Because I am still me. You just don't get that version of me anymore. You see what I'm saying? I don't become something different. I'm just not all of me in a relationship. Okay, he's looking at his.
No, somebody. Right, no, it was it was a text message. That's
okay, you can wrap it up.
I was cutting the alert off.
You can wrap it up.
Well, that was a great conversation.
Are we going to come back with a little close out?
Yeah, we can. What did you guys take away from this conversation? All right. Well,
I'm telling you what I told you.
It's a draining conversation.
What I took away from it, and I started from the beginning. I'm looking at me. God, show me, opposed to showing.
That is,
yeah. Yeah, it's just opposed to showing me. Like it used to be, show me, God. But no, show me. Show me. Like, I really want to know Linda, and I really want to know how Linda operates, and I really want to know what you want me to do. Show me.
Yeah,
show me how to move. Tell me when to move. Show me that, not about nobody else, but show me. That's really what it's really, and I want to be the Linda that God called me to be. Not the Linda that got to please you or please you. Not the Linda that got to smile at you, not the Linda that got to say yes. Not the Linda that got to say no. Not the Linda that got to do the most or the unmost. But the Linda that God has chose to do whatever. That's just what I want to do.
Is to do His will. So what I took from it, now that I'm thinking, thank you for the nudge to think of something. It's like the commandments to love God with all your heart and love your neighbor as you love yourself, and that's just it. And if you don't understand what loving God means, that's when that's a problem. So that's what I really think. Like when you have, this is how I can fully now comprehend. Okay, I was detached. Okay, I didn't serve because I now know what He demands of us. Like so it's just like just love God, and if you love God, you know what you're supposed to do. That's even like talking too much, trying to control the conversation. You're trying to control the relationships by having all of this stuff. So when I say I don't say anything anymore, it's because I am submitting to God's word, which is tame your tongue, be quiet, and let Him work. Let Him work it out. Coffee man. Let him work out the issue, and you will see victory. How does it come? We have no idea. It's going to come. You'll have victory in the end if you just chill out. You're not getting anywhere. It's a bunch of fighting, and we don't demonstrate the glory of God or the kingdom of God when we are constantly trying to control the situation. We don't have the answers. So I have to love that person like I love myself. So you got to learn to love God, learn to love yourself so that you can love your neighbor. And then that's when peace comes. But it's hard for us. That's what we were saying earlier. It's not easy. It's not easy to do that. It's not easy. So that's it.
What did you get?
I don't know what I got.
Oh my God.
You got
Did you see?
I gave so much. I'm not sure what I got.
Here we go. Here we go. God's gonna be dealing with you there. You always giving and not
sure.
It's better to give than to receive.
Yeah, so
you need to receive something sometimes. So you gotta have your cup refilled.
If I have to leave with something, I'll leave with. I think it's cliche. I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general. When people say,
why you always do that?
What?
I'm not saying you.
Because you said it. I don't want you to take it personal.
I'm not taking it personal.
I just want to make sure.
You need to stop doing that.
I think sometimes it's cliches when people say, I want God to show me me. Because I think that comes with a level of openness.
What do you mean?
If I'm asking God to show me me, you're asking God to show you your imperfections, the ways you can grow, the ways you can be better. What's wrong with you? What needs to be corrected?
First of all, I just say it. Show me all that.
I know you did.
No, but I know what it is, Mike. I'm just messing with you.
No, I know. What I'm saying is.
But why has it got to be cliches?
Because you got to say it, and you have to say it and mean it.
But you know what you got to mean it by? This is what I realized.
By your actions.
No, you have to mean it by understand. That's what I was saying. Like, you have to understand who you serve, and the only way you understand, unless you're like illiterate or blind, well not blind because you can have braille, you really have to know God's word. Yeah. You don't understand. Like we don't like people, and this isn't to you. But like people really, I think, are waiting for God to just drop something into their spirit one day, and it's like all you gotta do is open the Bible. And you can read how we're supposed to act. A lot of times you don't need nobody to come up to you and be like, Michael, God told me to tell you. You don't need him to no, you don't need people to tell you that. You can read the Bible and you know how to act. You know how to live because this is what the Bible was for. We are not sitting around waiting for these prophets to come and talk to us about what God told us. God already told us what to do, lay it out. And if it doesn't align with it, you know you're not living according to God's will. And that's just it. That's why I don't always feel like we got to always, I have somebody who say that, well, I'm going to pray about this. I'm like, I don't have to pray about going to your party. You can come to your party or I'm not. Who's going to be there? Oh, I ain't coming. I don't have to really pray. I don't have to pray about certain things. It's just that simple. If I'm coming or I'm not. If it's going to be strippers at a party, I don't want to come to your party. I don't need to pray to God when we should not be doing sexually immoral things. It's right there. I don't got to pray to God about that.
So before you guys cut me off.
Oh, so sorry.
That was my second point. Is that we're asking God, sometimes, that's why it's cliches. Because sometimes we ask God to show us what we already know about ourselves.
Yeah. So, okay, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was trying to wrap it up.
Go ahead. So when I'm saying for God to show me me, so when you can have situations going on, right? But in this situation, like show me, like okay, I'll show you to tell you at the end.
Reveal to you where you.
Yeah, or like he'll show up, Linda.
You'll be convicted.
Yeah. So now he's showing me in that moment. Like not just show me sitting down and like and the TV come on. You know what I'm saying? There you go. But like through the course of my day, as I'm going out my daily life, as I'm moving, and be with me, God. Because the situation happened. Okay, we still talking about the Walmart thing. So a situation happened after I left work the other day, and I wanted a cup of coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, and I went to the Dunkin' Donuts inside the Walmart. So a young man jumped in front of me in the line. I mean, like
I was young.
Huh?
He was young.
Yeah, he was young. He was I guess probably in his 30s or something. He wasn't old. And he just like, forget you. I'm going next. And I mouthed to the lady, and she looked, and she was like, and she was just smiling, but I didn't want her to wait on me because I did, but then I didn't. I wanted to say something, but now he's showing me. Don't say nothing. And I felt him show me because Linda would have said, excuse me, sir, I was next. But he was like, don't say nothing. He showed me that I would say that in that moment because that's me. So the guy got his little order and stuff. And then I realized that there was a carry-out order that somebody had put on the app. That was his. So he stepped over. My cart's right here. He squeezed past the cart. Just a little, not even an inch more, the cart would have been up his behind. That's how close. He wouldn't say, excuse me, nothing. So move your cart, Linda. This is God showing me. This is what I mean by that. Move your cart. So I slid my cart out the way so he could have room to get his stuff, whatever. And the lady said, may I help you, ma'am? And I said, yes, ma'am. I ordered what I wanted. He then grabs his stuff and walks away. And now I turn around and look at him, And as he's walking away, he spills the coffee. The coffee just starts spilling all over himself. And he's like this because but then he turned back around and looks. And in my mind, all I said was, got you. Because God took care of that. If I would have not seen him show me, like, be quiet, I would have kindly said, sir, you jumped, I'm next. But God said, I will fight your battles. Mm-hmm. I will take care of you. He said, touch not my anointing and cause my prophet no harm. And in that moment, he took care of him by the spill of the coffee on him. Mm-hmm. But also, he showed him something. If he took notice to it, you don't treat people like that. Because when you treat people out of order, I chastise those I love. So not saying that he's a bad person, not saying that he wasn't a child of God, because he could have been a child of God. If I get out of order, God is going to chastise me. So what I'm saying when I say show me, be with me in the moment, in every moment, because there are going to be situations in life where he'll show you, Linda, you can do this, but please let me do this. I'm going to show you, and this is the outcome is going to be. If I would have been Linda at that moment, that he wouldn't have never spilled the coffee on him. He might have got smart with me. It might have went to a whole new level. Situation. So that's what I mean by when I say God show me. Just be with me during the course of my life, because I need him to show me. I need him to tame my tongue. I need him to help me grow, not just day by day, by second, because you don't know when something's going to happen for him to like, I got you. So the cliche is part. Go ahead.
On that note, I would strongly encourage those of you that are listening, watching, to never get in front of my mom at Dunkin' Donuts or God might spill coffee on me. That's what I got from that. So on that note, that's all I got.
That's all you got from that?
I'm surprised you were still drinking coffee, actually. But
what about the person?
I don't see if you really feel that God punished him for doing that, to show you, then that's your own story. Like, I feel like it's like Mikey said, don't challenge me. I don't know what God heard. It's like, that's what you feel. I always tend to think that I don't even, like when you say I worry about yourself, I don't even look to see what he's doing with other people. It's like, what am I getting? Because you're the child of God. We don't know that he
I got out of it that he said, I will fight your battles for you.
Right.
Touch not my anointing.
Right. But so if I'm looking at me learning something.
That's what I learned.
Such humility.
Humility. A cup of coffee on you.
So yeah,
it's a small thing though. It's just,
I just look at it from a different, but I am like this with myself though. So I'm like kind of hard on myself in those ways, and like, I'm not really whatever. I would probably like, Dad, he's for the coffee. You know what I mean? Like,
I would have been like that a long time ago.
Yeah. I was like, Dad, he's for the coffee.
Yeah, I would have been like that a long time ago. Before I really.
No compassionate.
Yeah, I would have been like that a long time ago but now I see him taking care of me. Like this man laid me out one day. He cussed me out so bad, and I just stood there. The tears rolled down my eyes, and I was working then.
I feel like I remember that at the
post office. And when I left, I got in the car, and the girl called me. She said, "You did good, Linda. You ain't say nothing." I was pissed, but I didn't say nothing. She said, "As soon as you left, his hemorrhoids bust. They had to rush him to the hospital." And I started laughing. But then I said, God, please forgive him. He know not what he did. The Bible says, touch not my anointing. And that's why I don't like bothering people. And I think this is another reason why I really want to get along with people. I don't want to bother people. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to do anything that will cause somebody else some harm. Because I know God's going to, that's not what he gave for me. He gave me love, and he wants me to give out his love. But also, I do believe, don't mess with me. I really do. With all my heart. I really do believe that. I believe, because I believe that he loves me so much that he got me. He covers me. And that's why I told y'all, even before I knew God, don't bother with people's children. Don't be no bully. Don't do that, because everybody is a child to somebody. I don't want nobody messing with my children. Therefore, I don't want my children messing with nobody else's children, because there's somebody that person has a mother, that person has a father, that they love their children or whatever. And even if they don't, they got God. They gave them life.
Well, on that note, living life is the longest thing you ever do in the shortest amount of time, and we only get one. So whatever your goals, dreams, and desires are, please go out there and make sure you get the job done. And while you're doing that, remember his name is Jesus Christ, not Tom Cruise, because there's no such thing as Mission Impossible. We can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. I am Mike. This is my mom. That was Shannon. Until next time, this was the Mike and his Mom Show. And let's continue to engage. What's so funny?
I feel like you weren't going to say my name. It took you a minute to say.
Oh my God.